Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's StockPed, and we're here to cover one of my favourite stocks, Aqua Bounty, ticker symbol AQB. So what are we covering off today? We've got a recap of last week. So not much happened, but a few things did happen. We're going to go over those. We're going to do the current situation and the likely scenario to play out in the next couple of weeks or months. So stick around, hit that like button, subscribe. That way you won't miss any of the notifications. And make sure you hit the bell. That way you definitely won't miss the notifications. And let's crack on. Recap of last week. So firstly, for those of you who watched my video last week, I mentioned that I thought it wouldn't be surprised if Aqua Bounty did do another release of public shares, another offering at some point in the future, only because their stock price was quite high. It was ranging well above what it probably was valued at to be, and I thought it wouldn't be surprised if they did do an offering, because it would have been the perfect timing for it. And funny enough, well, it's not really funny, but funny enough, literally I think it was like 6 or 7 hours after I posted that video, they made a statement to say that they were planning to release some more shares to the public, and that's now happened. So I wasn't surprised. It didn't come as a shock at all. It was probably the right thing for him to do, considering the share prices were so high and inflated. It was a good time for him to come in and do that new offering. So I probably would have done the same thing, to be fair. So shortly after they announced that, we learned that the company were offering around about 8.7 million shares at a price of $6.50, which was below the market value at the time. So from that, they expect to raise $56.7 million from that offering. I don't think they're going to have a problem with that. That offering closed on the 14th of December, which is today. Well, in London anyways, today. We can probably expect that price to settle in around the next couple of days. I did have a look at the current prices they were trading at as of today, and it's literally just kind of sidetracking around the 750, which is still $1 over the offering, so it's not too bad, but we'll get into that at a later point in this video. Yes, it does mean that for anyone who had stock with these guys or holding stock, it does mean that our shares have been diluted. You expect that to happen, but we need to look at the long term and not short term. So for those of us investors who are holding this stock long term, then it shouldn't be a problem. For those of us who are trying to day trade it, well, then I might feel a little sorry for you, because it is a bit difficult to day trade and to swing trade this, and you may have lost a bit of cash in the process, and I do feel sorry for those people. I personally like to hold it long, and I think it's just a safer option for myself. So we need to kind of understand why they did that, and as I mentioned in my last video, a really good reason for them to have done this is to raise capital for their expansion plans. So we know that they're trying to build a new facility in the US, in Kentucky, and this would have been the perfect opportunity for them to raise that capital to obviously expand, and this is pretty much where the cash is going, apparently. If we read the statement made by Aqua Bounty, it says that the company tends to use the net proceeds of this offering for general corporate purposes, including the purchase of land, there we go, and the payment costs associated with the construction or site developments of a new production farm, investing further in our sales and marketing and research and development efforts, and paying of anticipated general and administrative expenses. So that's essentially all they're doing, guys. They're just raising capital to build this new facility in Kentucky. Now, I hear also that the facility in Kentucky may not actually end up being in Kentucky. There's some news that they may actually have decided to build it somewhere else. Not entirely sure. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but if I hear anything, I'll let you guys know. If you guys know anything more about that, please do let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a video on that on the next one that I make. But essentially, that's what we know that they're doing. They're raising capital. It's part of business. This is what you do. I would have done the same thing. If we look at the current position, so we're currently sitting at around about 748 as of this recording. You can see the previous offering, which was here. So we can see that we were sitting at 863, and when the offering came out, we dropped down to 753. No, sorry, 695. My cursor's playing up with me. Yeah, so we dropped quite a bit, significantly down. We see in that offering, we lost around about. My mouse is being. Here we go. My mouse is being difficult. We lost a considerable amount. Nothing to be scared of or be worried about. Dropped down to about 695, sorry, which is around about 20%, 19.26% drop, which is not a bad thing. Not amazing if you are trying to trade this stock and swing it every day, but if you're a long-term investor, it shouldn't really scare you off or cause too much pain. But we did see a 20% drop on the new offering, which was at 650 per share, and we're kind of just ranging sideways now. As you can see, we are just ranging sideways with a slight upward trend, but nothing dramatic, and the trading volumes actually dropped as well. So it looks like investors have been spooked off a bit. You can see that, for example, we've got on this day huge amount of trade. So on that particular day, whoops, go away. On that particular day, we've got 2.37 million trades, volume traded, and on this recent day, 37,000 has been traded, and today currently is still going, so we don't really know, but other previous days have seen really low amounts of trading volume, which makes sense because I think we've just been, a lot of investors have been spooked off by that latest release. So I'm not really seeing too much going on here. The RSI volume is also quite low at, what are we sitting at, about 45, 47, which is pretty good. So we're not oversold or undersold. We're pretty much running on the average right in the middle RSI. So that tells me that it's not in a bad shape. It's in a decent shape. We probably will see this pick up again at some point, and it will try to pass its resistance, which I think will be around about here. So we've got a $8.35-ish kind of price level. I think this is where its next resistance will be. If we can push past that, then I think it may push again past to the higher levels of $9.40, and probably trade sideways again around this range for a little while before pushing up again to $10, if it hits $10 again, which it will, but in time. We need a few more catalysts, really, like, for example, the facility they're building in the States. So once that is finalised or starts, which is going to be a catalyst for this stock, that will push the stock up again. But until some sort of news comes out, we're really not going to see much happen at all. As you can see, we're just trading sideways. It will push past it, but I think it'll bounce off that. It'll probably go up, hit that, and bounce off again, and kind of just trade around this range between the 750s and the 8 kind of 50s maybe. If it does, great, because it just gives us more opportunity to buy. So we've just gone over that graph, and you can see that the stock is really not making any sudden moves. We are literally just going sideways, and I think we'll continue in that trend of sideways for a little while. Yes, Aqua Bounty offered the stock below the market price, and we kind of need to understand why and not think that they're trying to do it on purpose to kind of pee investors off or to try and do anything kind of weird with that. We need to kind of understand why, and I think the reason behind that is Aqua Bounty know that the prices they were trading at in the past, like week or two, were way overvalued, and they wanted to release a stock at a decent fair market value price of what the company is actually worth, what they think it's worth. So I think the 650 is more or less where they settled with that. Again, if you guys know anything more on that, please do let me know in the comments below. If anything, I actually don't mind, because it means that I can get back into the stock and buy some more at a fairly cheap price. It means also you've got your smaller, retail investors that are all going to get into the stock as well once they get a bit more confident with it. As we saw before, not a lot of the stock has been traded in terms of volume in the last couple of days. I think a lot of investors have been spooked off, like I said, and I think until investors regain the confidence in the stock again, that it's not going to do what it did before, and they're going to release another one for $4.50 or something like that, then we're not going to see any kind of movement. As we said before, once we get another catalyst, which will be the facility news on where they're building, and that they're actually starting to construct this facility in Kentucky, wherever it might be, I think that will be a mover. I think that will move the stock up a bit. But until such time, I don't think we're going to see much movement at all. So if anything, I'm just going to continue buying a bit more stock and just keep loading up. That's all I'm going to do. Let me know what you guys think, if you're kind of doing the same thing. That's my plan. As I said before, guys, I don't think this is going to be the last time they're going to do another offering. Definitely think there'll be another case of this happening in the future, especially if they want to try to globalize this and really commercialize their plans. They apparently want to do a massive commercialization with plans to have like 55,000 tons worth of salmon as their target, as in produce 55,000 tons worth of salmon by 2028. That's a lot of salmon, by the way. They're not going to get there unless they can really scale up their production. And the only way to get that done is to do what they're doing now: raise capital, expand. So apparently, according to Aqua Bounty, the new facility in Kentucky, once they actually get this thing up and running, can handle anything up to 10,000 metric tons of salmon per year. So that's a huge amount of salmon. For all you salmon freaks out there, that is a massive amount of salmon. Anyways, I think I've said it once before, I'm going to say it again. For me personally, I mean, I'm not a professional financial advisor, so I can't advise you guys, and please don't take it as advice, but for me personally, I prefer to go long and strong, as we say. So I'll buy the stock, I'll hold on to it for 2 years, 3 years, see where it goes. Giving you guys advice, but I do find it easier to hold the stock for 2 or 3 years and see where it gets you. I think that's the best and safest option, especially for this type of stock. Anyway, guys, that's all I got today. I will be making some more videos on this particular company next week, and maybe tempted to make one on Virgin Galactic, because they are one of my favorite stocks and one of my favorite companies. I do hold quite a lot of stock with them as well, and I may make one next week if you guys want. If you have any other stocks that you think I should cover, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, just want to say thanks, guys, for watching. Please hit that smash button. Please hit that smash button. Please hit that like button below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, and hit the bell. Really appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.